All right, it is Tuesday. Let's go through what happened yesterday in the market, what's going on this morning. Looks like yesterday ended on a mixed day. We had XLE absolutely crush it on the oil premium. And we go through, we look at kind of where things landed here. It looks like yesterday was a kind of two drivers running on two clocks, and both were on at once here. We had an XLE up 4.6%, and then we had gold bidding up slightly. I think it was at 1% overall, pulled back to 0.6. So it looks like neither underlying driver flipped there. We have Iran hardened at straight terms, so premium went up, and the post-NFP Fed cut path stayed intact, gold near its record. And we're just watching for harder Hormuz terms to see if that kind of changes anything. Yesterday, cyclicals were on. This morning, it looks like risk on is continuing there. We are looking deeper into the market, and the risk on looks to be low confidence. And we had the TLT bid down 0.8%. Dollar was up. Roll rates were up weak. Volatility was moderate there. Structural gold was up 1%. And oil was up. And obviously XLE was favored on the sector rotation map here. XLK is up due to favorable rates on the CPI, favorable rates. And rates are up, weak, dollars up weak, volatility down is moderate, oil's up strong. So if we look at where Brent's at, huge push up, fell back a little bit today. VIX is just kind of floating around at the bottom there. And then TLT is getting bid down further. Higher volume, complementing yesterday's high volume. And looks like SMH is stretched there. If we look at the details, this morning we're just seeing thin volume across the board. XLU is kind of flipping there on high volume. Pretty interesting. So let's go through our trades and see where things land here. RVMD. RVMD at a high volume indecisive candle, up slightly in pre-market, getting closer to our target. We'll be watching that today. IEFA looks to be rather flat on our book. Higher volume pullback. So we'll see where this goes. ANF seems to have broken out. High volume bar. Pre-market seems to be continuing. It'd be nice to be able to see the pre-market volume. We'll make a note of that. Let's see if we can add pre-market volume to SignalDeck. That'd be nice to see if it's continuing or not. But yeah, we got into this. We talked about this on the live stream a few times here. And looks like this is solidly breaking out of that January gap. And we're just looking for that gap fill. Very conservative price target. It may continue. But yeah, this is looking great. Plus, it's not looking that great. Let's see. This had come within 1 penny of our stop on a low volume pullback. And it looks like a lower volume upthrust here. So stop loss remains. We're not going to move it. FSLY seems to be in a state of flight. It's very similar to ANF with the gap fill. Very conservative price target. This basically rewrote 4 days of, 3 days of retracement in one bar. You cannot get stronger than this. Stop loss remains as we watch. Path is up 9%. This is rising on low volume, down pre-market. And that makes sense because it's retesting the January levels there. Statistically, let's see here. Where's break even on this guy? Break even is 1657. We're still technically not at break even. And I respect that because the fill's pretty close here. Yeah, we're just going to watch it. Lower volume. Not a fan of that. BAC. This is more of a grinder for us, which is higher volume, but it's still higher volume than the pullback. Was not able to overtake that August 6th high open. Pre-market's attempting. Stop loss remains. Hopefully this rides on the XLF. XLF strength we're seeing in the macro. ECO, this is up slightly pre-market. This chart's looking really gross. High volume, slamming back down. Stop loss remains. EUFN, up considerably pre-market. Let's see where our multiple. Okay, so we don't really, we need to re-look at this. Really just set one price target. Oops. Actually, where is the price target at? Price target is 44. Okay. Up considerably, considering that was a high volume pullback there. That's interesting. Okay. IQLT, we plan on being in this for a while, just because of the like 5-month consolidation here. We've already surpassed one of our price targets. We're now attempting to get closer to the other. we had moved our stop to the previous price target. So now we just wait and see. And lower volume. Stop loss remains. EPOL. What is this? High volume indecisive candle. So this was a lot of selling. Stop loss is going to remain on that. High volume indecisive tiny candle. Sign of weakness. Stop loss remains. Pre-market attempting previous 4-day consolidation high. Man, my high tight that I probably will not be playing in the future. I don't know where this is at. I don't see anything pre-market. Always get scared when I open up the chart and I don't see pre-market in my screen, worrying that it's going to be outside of it and it's gapping down, but not the case for this today. Just low volume floating around, forming another high consolidation there. Stop loss remains. XLF and then box scanner. We're actually positive on box scanner. That is pretty cool. And it attempted to break out on high volume. So this is a legit confirmation now. I got into this before I started playing around with better confirmations, but this is a legit confirmation at this point. Low volume testing it. So I do see this potentially going out. With, what is it, Fridays? Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't started the box scanner in a while. Might open that guy up and see. Let's check out the Borg and see what's going on there. Month to date, we're basically just tracking profit factors 1.9 with a 60% combined rate, 15 total R multiple. Very exciting. We're outperforming the SPY by 10 R. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool to see that. Let's go check out the runs this morning. Let's see here. Got pull flag breakout. Yeah, that looks pretty good. High volume, but high volume was still not able to get past that line there. So I would not take that. Target, that's a perfect one. High volume, pushing out from that consolidation line. It's a good setup. If it wasn't so close to earnings, I'd probably look at that. That's good. It's a good signal. Who would have thought? Leadership. DXCM shows on leadership and the other signal, which is always interesting. The energy. This looks like an interesting one. Might put this on the list. Looks like an interesting one. 1, 2, 3 attempts. Earnings is behind us. Still not a ton of room to run, but that's an interesting one. CrowdStrike going into the internet stuff, which we'll talk about that in a second. Q's showing up again. Okay. Not too bad. We are looking at yesterday. Let's see, what was it? BREX. BREX slammed up 18, what is it, 48%. This might be the catalyst to push IHI out of this 5-month markdown, targeting 59 level and then 64 levels. We did get a high volume push on that. So we're looking to see what that looks like. Australian dollar, US dollar looks like it is attempting. It's interesting that it just hit the June 17th level, getting out of markdown essentially since July. So whoever rode that was pretty smart. GBPUSD briefly touched the July 15th level, going on a markup. USD just kind of hanging out. EURUSD is extremely close to the June 17th level. I would assume that's going to hit. That's about it. Okay. So I'm looking at the IHI this morning. Novo. We're going to trim some of this since we have, what's going on with, okay. Microsoft, huge upthrust. What's going on with BW? What's the news on this? Data center power agreement. And when's earnings? What was last night? This is going to slam up. Huge sell pressure yesterday, right before earnings. Yeah, we're going to watch this. It's going to open up pretty big this morning. Okay, what else we got? Okay, CVS continues to just roll over. Gold is indecisive low volume candle on the daily. Visa. Got here Geo. We've been watching that. We got into Bristol Myers a few days ago. Path is just exploding. Oh, SCCO had a split. Interesting. Okay, Titan. I just don't like that chart. FXD. Yeah, this is interesting. I think that's on our list. Okay. FXY is getting closer to the cash zone for us. I wonder if I have an alert for that. Yeah, I do. CDW, ANF continues up pre-market. Okay, not too much. Okay, so we're going to look at the IHI this morning. We don't really have any stops we're adjusting, so we're just kind of hanging out. We got the CPI Wednesday? What's going on? Yeah, CPI tomorrow morning at 8:30. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's about it. Pretty easy morning. Have a good one.